Could you hold those for a second?
An Andara Crystal.
Andara, it's a natural land forming glass from Placer County, from the land of a now deceased Native American woman named Lady Nellie. If you Google Andaras, you're going to see a lot of information on the web, on the internet. The only credible site right now that I could recommend is Mickey Magic, or it's like Mickey's new website is like andaramagic.com. But you'll see photos of the Andara spiral. And Mickey, before Nellie passed, she put all of them in his hands, and it's a long story. There's a lot of websites of fakes out there. But they look very similar to colored obsidians that occur all over the planet, including Mexico and the central United States and South Africa. But the difference is, on this one mountain in Placer County that was a Native American reservation and then was given to the tribe as a settlement because it was so desolate nobody wanted it, it turns out that there's a high content of monoatomic metals on the property, and part of the mountain is actually being mined as a vitamin supplement. So those monoatomic single atom metals are also fused into this natural glass on that property. So these will actually change shape. Sometimes they'll fluoresce. Some of them fluoresce with a black light, but sometimes they'll fluoresce
on their own,
even without a black light.
You told me about that.
So they're all about infinity and potential, and our government has definitely had their whack at a little chunk of that property, so it's top secret, the location. When Nellie passed a few years ago, they stopped bringing them down the mountain, so 90% of what you see on the internet, they're going to be fakes. So if they didn't get them from Mickey, who lives in Santa Cruz, then they're not really from Nellie's property.
Oh, man.
But these were one of the first batches of the bright ones that ever came down the mountain. And I got to be keeper of these because
something's happening right now.
Because I did a favor.
Something's happening right now.
And so I got really blessed to have these, because I couldn't afford to buy them now.
Well, I just made some circuit here that really feels good.
Well, but you're connected to the well, yeah. This is the
end of that. All of that. It's all one thing.
Well,
plus him being here.
It's all Lemurian technology.
All this is.
Yeah. Lemurian crystal.
There you go. I'm just feeling fabulously good.
Those are the spirit Lemurian. So you've got the yin yang, the grounding, and the clearing, and then it helps. This is like rocket fuel. So this soothes.
This is the yin.
This allows the body. Well, for you today, whatever.
Yeah, but that's.
But
it's a full circle.
It allows the body to accept how fast these are going to accelerate your cells, because it can be really uncomfortable when you get going that fast.
It's not right now.
But I'm going to bring these back on. This is my portable circle. So I make a rainbow circle, and I stand in the middle. Whoa. And so I was going to photograph it here this weekend.
My whole chest is thick and pounding right now.
I'm not pounding. I'm in the serpentine fluidity.
No, I mean pounding in a good thrusting, surging.
I feel like I'm in a serpentine fluidity. A little dolphin-esque, a little...
it's like Lemurian technology.
Pounding like drums.
And they say it carries the energy of the dolphins. And
no, I'm getting that.
I'm a dolphin person.
They're trying to swim.
So
right
how do you
now.
spell it? How do you spell?
Andara, Andara.
They want to swim right now.
And where did they come?
Okay,
from?
So they let me set this down because this is very heavy. Okay, so like 35 years ago, Nellie was a Choctaw medicine woman that ended up inheriting this chunk of property. She was a medicine woman and an herbalist adopted by a California tribe. She was originally Choctaw. And they gave her the property because she was a medicine woman, and people would come from all over the world to study with her about herbal medicine. And she would take them to the property, and they would gather the medicine off the land. One of them is called we call it the pink tea, mountain misery, bear clover. And so that was one of the ones that she taught about a lot. I've still got some of the tea. And they noticed that when the people would study with her, when they would leave, they couldn't find plants that looked exactly the same, because the plants that grew on Nellie's mountain were like bigger and kind of fleshier. Like they looked more robust than anything anybody could find off the mountain. And then Allie Keith was a psychic. There were some brown Andaras, and I don't think I have any browns right there, but the elders are brown. And
We have a chakra right below our heart that's this color. I call it the peridot chakra. It enables us to receive
These are the ones I'm taking
and
to show my
perceive with
client
love.
tonight. So these are this is the brown that the Native Americans liked. This brown, and sometimes they would make arrowheads out of it, not in Nellie's time, but this is what some other Native Americans told me that were at one of the shows I went to. They said this is the material they would have made it out of. And it's grounding and protecting, okay? And they would find stuff like this too. But all these people kept channeling that this was a remnants of a Lemurian temple, and people talk about Thoth stuff. And if you go to the Ethereum website, if you go to ethereum.com,
Is that Mary?
yeah, they're doing the they take the metals that are the monoatomic powder that's mined on the property and put it in vitamin supplements. And so there are all this science on
The
what it does.
Ethereum?
Yeah, all this science on what it does for the body and all this incredible stuff.
This is the only one I got to help name.
Okay, but so anyway, I kept saying, well, if all that stuff is true that everybody's channeled, then they have to exist there in every color of the rainbow.
Oh, right.
And Mickey's like, no. And I said, no, they have to. If everything that everybody's channeled about it, and I said, you know what? They're up there. And then they won't dig for them. They won't dig for them. They would only gather them off the ground. So Nellie was in the hospital, and we needed to raise money and sell some. And so they kept calling the guys going, don't you have any more? Is there anything else up there? And again, they were all like this kind of thing. Occasionally a green one, but pretty much
Mickey has giant dragon's eggs of this color.
This is what they found, this kind of color all the time. This is what always came down the mountain. So Mickey goes, don't you have anything else? And I had said, if the color ones are up there, there's a pink one that's the size of my hand. You're gonna give it to me. He's like, no, I would never, that'd be worth a fortune. I'm like, no. So I'm like, no, it's up there. But I was joking, I thought. Okay, so he goes up to ask, isn't there anything? And the guy goes, the old man goes, oh, just them crazy making ones that we threw out into the thicket. Those colored ones.
They didn't care about.
They've been, the colored ones, when they put them all around the cabin up there, all the native guys would fight because it's too much energy. So they would fight. The natives like the grounding ones that make everybody peaceful, calm down, right? So they had been chucking them for 25 years into the same thicket. We're like, bring them down. So when they brought down like these few buckets of them, Mickey was like uncontrolled channeling for 48 hours.
Was he?
He finally calls me because
He's got them with him, right?
They found him. I said, is my pink one in there? And he's like, well, no, but you know, okay. So he couldn't stop
beside the point.
channeling. I go down there because I'm a crystal teacher. And I take them and I put them into 3 big sets of a rainbow. And I said, and Mickey,
This one's mine.
there it is. The pink one that fits in the palm of my hand. Exactly.
That she knew would be there.
Exactly. Well, I made it up in my head. I didn't know it
How
would
do
be
we
there.
manifest things?
That's what I'm saying. I was
Yeah,
joking.
that fits your hand perfectly.
Perfectly.
It's like it came from your goddess.
And that's exactly the color. So I said, that one's mine. And he goes, well, I got to think about it. So basically, because I had a crystal shop at the time.
Now, do you call that one Mary?
No.
No.
I don't name them that way.
Okay.
I name them by color because I'm an artist, so it's always
All right.
literal rainbow as far as I'm concerned. And they do different things for everybody, so I don't like to lock them down again. It depends on what it is. Anyway, so one of my clients agreed to buy the entire giant set for a big amount of money, and they really needed all that money to go to the tribe and to Nellie to help her. So I said, I will take my commission in that lower set of stones, which includes the pink one. And they went, okay. And that's how I got mine.
Wow. She got the pick of the litter early on.
Yeah, and I've been photographing
Does
them.
this have malachite energy? I mean, good heavens.
It could. It's some things. It's probably got copper in it, you know.
Definitely.
But you're welcome to pick up any of them that you want.